Okay, Kim students, this is our next little mini lecture, I suppose, on how to do some naming. In this particular case, we're going to do some naming for acids. And so I've listed several acids here. You can see some of them. These all have their individual names. I've also listed some compounds over here that are not acids. There's going to be a pattern to this. Very quickly, I'm going to go through the pattern. First, you're going to identify that you have an acid. And so we're going to talk about how you do that identification. Then what you're going to do is you're going to figure out the name of the anion. And you're going to pay special attention to the ending, as in, is it an ATE ending or is it an IDE ending? So you want to know the ending of the ion back here. And then after that, you're going to use a particular naming convention to figure out how to name the acid. So first things first, how do you know you're looking at an acid? If people are being nice, they're going to put an H out in the front here. Remember, we have several ways that we identify, that we talk about acids in chemistry. One of the very common ways is a Bronston-Lowry definition, where we say an acid is a proton donor. So here's all those protons that can get donated out. So these are H pluses that are part of an ionic compound. So here's the positive part of the ionic compound, and here's the negative part. This is methane. This is not an acid. This is ammonia. This is not an acid. One of the ways that I can communicate that with other chemists is I don't put my H's in the front. That could get pretty misleading for people. So if you put the H in the front, that's a helpful indicator that you're dealing with an H plus that could come off. Okay, so these are not acids over here. All right, I said identify your acid. These are starting to look like some acids to me. I should find something identifiable on this back side here that looks like an anion that maybe I'm accustomed to. So you guys are probably going to get tired of me flipping back and forth through all these different pages from these other videos. But remember, we have these different ways where we can identify our anions. So I had the Nick the Camel phrase from a video. We also talked about how you figure out the different back end for the naming of the polyatomics. That's the type of thing I'm talking about here. So when I look at this, I see nitrate, an NO3 1 minus, different ion here. But when I look at this, instead of an ATE ending thing, I have an IDE because this is fluoride. All right. Here's what we're going to do. There's only three things that you need to know for this. There's only three ways. It's kind of nice. So you're going to have an ion that either ends in an IDE. And if you identify that, what you're going to do is you are going to change the IDE ending to an IC ending. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the word hydro in front of this, this anion. And you're going to remember to say acid at the end. So I think one of the easiest ones to do is HCl. Cl minus would be chloride that has an IDE ending. Change the ide to ic, so now it's chloric. But you got to say hydrochloric acid. So HCl is hydrochloric acid. Okay, so that's one option. Here's your next option. What if it ends in an ATE? That could be a lot of things. That could be an 8 from a chlorate here, or that could be NO3 1 minus. That could be nitrate, or any of these, carbonate, chlorate, sulfate. You're going to change the ATE to an IC also, very similar to up here, and here's how we remember this. So memorize this little saying, I ate too much, it made me sick. And then you have to remember to say acid. So if I were dealing with nitrate, okay, ATE ending, I would change the 8 to ic, so now it's nitric. Got to remember to say acid, though. That's going to be true for all of these. Say acid at the end of it. Okay, so happens to be this first one on my list, HNO3. I identify nitrate. I ate too much, it made me sick. This is nitric acid. That's the second way. So here's the third way. Remember, we have certain ions that if they have fewer oxygens than the 8 version, then we give them the ITE ending. And I think I did something on one of those separate videos about the chlorate series. So I know I'm misspelling these words here, but remember, we're just trying to figure out how to name our acids. So the way that I like to remember this one is this is righteous acids. Okay, so when I have an ITE ending, there's my way of remembering that. Those are righteous acids. We're going to change the ITE to an OUS, and we're going to say the word acid. Those are the only 3 ways that we do this. There's a lot of this really just comes down to practice. So let's do these together though. First, I identify I have an acid. Somebody's being nice and they're putting the H out front. That helps me. Then I figure out what polyatomic I have. We already did this one. This is nitrate. And the ATE is going to go to ic. So this is nitric acid, okay, from this pattern back here. I used up one of my examples already. What if I cover this up and I made this a 2 instead? So just for sake of argument, remember when we have the 8 ion and we drop an oxygen, we're going to go to ite. So this would be nitrite if this were a 2 under my finger here. And what I would do is I would use this option and our righteous acid, and I would say that if this were a 2, this would be nitrous acid, okay, with an OUS ending. Okay, let's do this one. This is HF. This is an acid. I identify that fluoride, IDE, is my option here. And if I have an IDE, I'm going to say hydro, change the ending to ic, and say acid. So this is hydro. Okay, you can see that up there. So this is hydrofluoric acid. All right, here's our next one that we're going to do. I threw this one in there so that we could grab the per part of the naming system. So remember, this is chlorate, this is perchlorate. So the ion is still the important thing. So this is the perchlorate ion. It's still in one of these. I ate too much, it made me sick. So this is going to be perchloric acid. Okay? Just change the 8 to ic and remember to say acid. So it's the perchlorate ion. So this whole thing is perchloric acid. Doesn't matter if you have more than one hydrogen. Okay? The PO4 option is phosphate. I have one fewer oxygen, so this is phosphite. I'm going to come down here and do a righteous acid option on it. So this is going to be phosphorus acid. Okay? There's a couple of these weird ones. The sulfur option and the phosphorus option, they have slightly different naming. So if I were to add one more over here and say SO4 2 minus is our sulfate ion, let me get rid of that and make this H2SO4. So if you just follow my rule, if this is sulfate, my rule says that I should just change 8 to ic, and I would then call this sulfic acid, and it just turns out that's not what we do. We call it sulfuric acid. I don't really have a great explanation for why. So some of these are a little bit oddball. And the last 2 that I'm going to show you is that there is a distinction between some of this. Remember, this is Cl minus, so this is the ide. This is ClO3 minus. This is the 8 ending. Okay, chlorate, chloride. This is hydrochloric acid. This is simply chloric acid. Okay, and that's what you get if you look at these rules. So it might feel like a lot, but it's really just a practice thing, and if you're memorizing anything, you're not memorizing the names of acids. You're memorizing these three rules. And you're trying to figure out patterns for how do I know what the ending of my ions are? And how many oxygens do I have? Things like that. So hopefully this is helpful to folks. All right, thank you.